Why do we roast women so much around here? Because everybody makes fun of men. They're easy. Everybody's roastable. Especially women. Look at this dummy right here. The only BM to all three of my baby daddies. She thinks she flexing on somebody. She really thinks.
What's the craziest thing you've used a man for?
You pay my rent for 6 months straight because you like me. You're like, listen, I got a wife, but I want to have a good time. You're like, listen, I got a wife, but I want to have a good time. Oh, and I got bills.
I know this ain't the same woman crying about her cheating husband. I know this ain't the same woman.
I feel like the misogynists are going to eat me up for saying this, but I feel like one of the most empowering things a woman can do is be a single mother. Aside from being child-free and never marrying, and the woman who lives a life of leisure while she's married and still remains child-free, I feel like third place definitely goes to single moms, but society loves to bash women with kids so much that y'all don't want to admit it. There is nothing like a one-and-done mom or a woman with 2 kids tops who has her own financial income, her own financial freedom, and she's thriving in life still with her autonomy. There's nothing like it. I don't care what y'all.
There is nothing like it, she said. Look, man. This is why I don't try to humble women. They're so confident in their delusion. And when you challenge said delusions, you're the bad guy. You cannot succumb to a broad's delusions, nor can you try to shatter them. The only thing you can do as a man is walk away. Okay, my bad. You can walk away and roast her, because that's what we do around here. A woman like this does not value a man at all. If you think it's empowering to be a single mom versus finding a man, a good man to build a life with, that is a woman who does not respect men. I've been in a relationship with a woman. She literally told me that before she met me, she had to relearn how to respect men because of her father. Can you imagine if I walked around telling women that I had to relearn how to respect women because of how my mom treated me? Women will look at me like I'm ridiculous. They will look at me like I needed to go heal. Because why would I let the fact that my mom wasn't great turn me off to women in general? But women are allowed to wear their pain on their sleeve. And it's empowering. I don't try to change these women's minds. I do not try to humble women. I just laugh at them. As far as jokes go, women like this are low-hanging fruit.
If a man is telling me that a single mother cannot raise her boys to be men, but that man was raised by his single mom, what does that make that man?
It makes him a man who grew up. What kind of dumbass post is this? Of course, a man who grew up with a single mom only. A man who was raised by a single mother did not have a man in the house telling him how to move. So life had to teach him how to move. He would have been a lot more mature and ready for the world had he had someone like himself guiding him, giving him game. It makes him somebody who grew up. It makes him mature. That's another reason why a lot of y'all think it's appalling that people laugh at my single mom content, because they be like, your mother was probably a single mom. You don't think she's roastable too? You don't think as a grown adult, lots of men look back at the single mom and raise him and be like, this bitch was out of her mind sometimes. She was actually hilarious. The shit that she did and thought. We talking about the good single moms, mind you. We're not even talking about the women who never should have had children. Just because a woman has a child doesn't automatically mean she turns into a dope mother. That happens often. Don't get it twisted. I'm not here to shit on women. There are plenty of dope ass women out here. You got to quit paying attention to the negative one. The only reason you should pay attention to a negative thinking ass woman is when you're getting a good laugh out of this woman. That's it. You shouldn't argue with her. You shouldn't engage in a comment section. It's just going to be an argument that leads to nowhere. If I was on a date with a woman and she asked me some dumbass shit like that, I would just get the check, because you're stupid if you don't think children benefit better from a two-parent household. They say the common sense ain't so common, but damn.
The dating has become so confusing today because we do live in a feminist society where women are given all kinds of equality and giving liberation or given agency to really do plenty of things, but there's still this innate desire to be treated with chivalry, or to be treated as if you are a dainty, delicate, flower that actually needs protection, that needs provision. And the thing is, how can you, if either you're equal, right? Either you're equal or you're somebody that I need to protect. But you can't have it both ways. You can't want, okay, I'm doing my thing over here, I'm boss babe, I'm all these things. I could have my own money, I'm independent. But then now it comes to dating, you want the man to open the door, you want him to completely pay everything, you want him to send you flowers, these very old traditional roles that existed under chivalry. Mm-hmm. So I think it gets, and I've heard men say this, even something as simple as men approaching women. This is a trend that I see all the time now, where women are coming online and be like, why aren't men approaching me? I'm super confused. And I've seen countless men be like, well, y'all told us that you didn't want us to approach us. Y'all said that can be considered patriarchal. It's harassment. If a man approaches a woman and the woman doesn't find the man attractive, it's harassment. It's only chivalry if the woman finds that man attractive. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Dear men, this is not our problem. They need to figure that shit out. You know how y'all always say women need to pick better men? Men, you need to have better discernment too. You need to know when you're actually harassing a woman or not. You need to know if you just being a nice guy and she treats you like you harassing her, she's crazy. And you just keep it moving. That's it. You don't have to further engage. More importantly, you don't have to let her stop you from talking to the next bitch. Excuse me. You don't have to let this bitch stop you from talking to the next woman. You understand what I'm saying? As men in America, y'all's problem is y'all don't let these women and their opinions have too much power on the way you act, my boy. Who gives a fuck if a couple of women think you walking up saying hi is harassment? You know the shit's not harassment. You walk away from them and you go say hi to the next woman. To hell with her. If you're a nice guy and you get rejected 4 times in one day, you just wake up and go on about your business the next day. I think men get discouraged from being aggressive, because of the minority of women who make it sound ridiculous on the internet. It's not like that in real life, my boy. You even hear them on the internet saying men aren't approaching us anymore. So if you a man who wants a woman, just go out and get you a woman. Talk to as many women as you want to. If you see somebody in the street and they fine, walk up to them, say hi, tell them you don't know if you're ever gonna see them again, but you had to try and say something because look at you. You know what I'm saying? Or if you look like shit, like you just got off of work, or you wearing Crocs and you in the grocery store, acknowledge the shit. Be like, look, I know I don't look like I'm supposed to be talking to you, but I don't know if I'll ever see you again. You have to operate. When you see somebody fine, act like you don't know if you'll ever see her again. I bet you'll pull up. More importantly, stop looking at it as shooting a shot. Okay? Because we talk about shooting a shot, you're thinking about basketball. And if you ain't shooting at least 50% from the field, you shouldn't be shooting. And it's discouraging. You got to look at it more like playing baseball. If you bat .350 for your career, you go into the Hall of Fame. But what is batting .350 actually? Batting .350 means you get a hit 3.5 out of 10 times. That means you miss 6.5 out of 10. So even the best of us are swinging and missing most of the time. You gotta keep swinging, my boy. More importantly, do not let a couple of negative interactions discourage you from being aggressive. If anything, if you keep missing, you keep swinging and missing, you might need a different bat. And I'm not talking about your Johnson or anything sexual. I mean, you might need to, if you keep swinging and missing, you might need to change up your stance. You know what I'm saying? You might need to change your angle. You might need to just change what you do. Stop trying to hit home runs and just hit for average. Everybody is different. Ichiro Suzuki and Albert Pujols are both going to the Hall of Fame.